Well, folks, if we can get back on here, it's kind of off the subject of what I talked about earlier. But let's clarify something here a little bit, too. You have a Federal Reserve note. A note is a promissory that says you'll be paid. They should change it to Federal Reserve Death Note because it's the death of everything. They've never paid for a nickel. They've never paid for anything. It's all promissory. It's all promised to pay. How can the IRS come after you for income when you've never been paid? You've got a promissory note that said they promised to pay you. So the IRS come after you and hey, give you a promise to pay. Why are you paying? You've never earned an income. Now they'll probably go back and have to change the code and the wording and the verbiage and a bunch of other stuff to make this apply. But you see, the debt clock. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. You got this thing, shows all this debt and this and this and this and this and blah blah blah. What I always found was interesting with the debt clock. What does it give you? How much debt is owed? And it's just screaming along. Then they give you your individual, what every man, woman, child owes individual in the country. Then a family thing too. What I always found interesting about that is that's you on the hook. See, they're telling you right up front, if this collapses, this is what you owe. See, 35 trillion, this is your share. Do you have your share? No, you don't. Okay. So everything you own is now being forfeited and foreclosed on by us. Because you can't pay us. Well, first of all, you never paid us. It's all imaginary bullshit death notes. It was a promise to pay. But you never paid us, so how can you collect on something that you never paid on? Remember that. And then they'll come in and want to pull their bullshit, capital name, corporations, United States Corporation, Washington, D.C., the United States, citizenship, all their mumbo jumbo bullshit. That, first of all, you never agreed to. Your mom and dad never had a right to. You were born and boom, all of a sudden they just did this to you. You didn't agree to anything. They just automatically did it to you. So they entered you into a contract that you never entered into. And plus two, you were too young. You got to be hell even 18 years old to tell you need a cosigner to get a damn loan. Hell, you were a baby. You didn't know anything. All you knew was when you was hungry and needed your diaper changed. And you screamed then. Why ain't you screaming now? Well, they're screwing you even worse. They're totally taking advantage of you, screwing you up the whole 9 yards. And as a baby, you screamed and cried. Why ain't you screaming now? Okay? Why ain't you telling them where to go? You see, everything is a lie. It's an illusion. It's all bullshit. Okay? When it comes to the government, it's all lie, illusion, and bullshit. They're masters at it. Why? Satan's been doing this since the beginning of time. He's I can't say he's perfected his craft, but he's far ahead of us. He's had a long time to work on this. He hasn't perfected it because he can't defeat God. Okay, so he can't get it perfect. Okay, he can make it miserable on you though, or try to, and that's only if God allows it to happen. Because the thing of it is too is it doesn't matter where you stand in the world. Your gold and your silver and all that stuff that's quote God's money that God has doesn't have any use for. Because in the heaven the streets are paved with gold. You walk on it, it's underfoot. God doesn't care. Does he tell you anything? Does that right there tell you something about your silver and gold? Right. And barter. I could go on about that. I mean, how are you going to barter with it? I mean, really? They're not going to be able to make change. And really, I'm going to give you this, but there's no more cans being produced, okay? There's no more canned goods being produced. There's no more slaughterhouses open. There's no more oil being piped from the gas, into the refineries, and there's no more gas being produced. What is this little piece of whatever going to do for them? They're going to go out and be able to buy the cow, the hog, the chicken, whatever that aren't being slaughtered. They're going to go buy that gas that's not being produced or refined. How are they going to? What's that little piece of barter going to do for you? I mean, would you take it? Oh, I got this. Okay, you got that. Okay, so can you eat it? No, can't. Can't run your car on it. A chainsaw, a generator can't do it. There's only finite enough stuff left, and it just keeps dwindling and dwindling and dwindling. So, what are you gonna do with that? Yeah, real barter. Things that will keep you alive. Food, medications, water. That's barter stuff there. Shiny piece of metal is not barter, people. And the thing of it is too, is between the time of their reset, you'll probably be able to use it. Okay, don't get me wrong; it's not totally worthless as of yet. But there'll be a time frame where you'll be able to cash it and get something for it because people think it's going to be worth something. But then, when the reset comes in and about, they shut it off. You can't cash it in. Can't use it. Because as of now, right now, to cash in gold or silver, you have to go. If you're in this country, you cash it in and get dollars or yawns and rubles or wherever. You use their means, and that's what you get. So it depends where you're at in the world. So you're not going to be ahead of the system. Then what are they going to do? They're going to have a digital system that is worldwide. One world government, people, remember that. Big no exchange rates. Everybody will be working for the same amount of wage, no matter where you go in the whole world. It'll be the same. Okay? And on top of that, you probably won't be working. They'll just give you a UBI check, Universal Basic Income. Then, well, let's say they give you 2,000, whatever. Okay, use 1,300 of it. All right. Well, the other 700 went back to zero. Your account went back to zero. It didn't carry over. It didn't add. You can't save. It went back to zero. So you use the whole 2,000. You have to. And you might actually get some people that actually get points or perks for not using it all. There's going to be all kinds of things going on. It'll be a confusing mess. But what I'm getting at is don't think you're going to outsmart the system. The devil's way ahead of you. All right? The only thing you got, and I've got, and the rest of the people in this world have got, is God Himself. Jesus Christ. That's all you got. Don't think you're going to do this on your own, because you're not. You are not going to solve this. You're not going to fix this. You're not going to outsmart this. You kind of get an idea how it works. They're going to take your wealth. They're going to take it all. Everything you own is gone. And this Michael Saylor, he's the spokesperson for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, 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 and all the rich get into the Bitcoin. And one day Bitcoin goes to zero. Or they just declassify it, or something happens somewhere. They're all going to stand around, well, what happened to my Bitcoin? What happened to, it's gone. It's gone. Well, how's that possible? Well, it's just gone. They can do that, say. They stole their wealth too, say. So it doesn't matter, say, rich and poor will take a mark to buy or sell. So don't think you're going to outsmart the system. You folks have a good one.